having the lust and the desire for someone else because you are not with whom you are supposed to be with. So there is a dissatisfaction and the lack of fulfillment and synergy. The lack of synergy, the lack of alignment, the lack of understanding and clarity. It's always conflict and fight. You don't understand each other. This one says that and that one says that, and there's a spirit of Babel. Your language is confused that you can't understand each other. Have you investigated? Have you checked the records of the family you are getting into? Have you investigated the bloodline of the man you are in love with, of the woman you are in love with? Or you just saw her and saw him and you are in love without knowing the background? Because that woman came from somewhere and that man came from somewhere, and you got to investigate the bloodline. You got to check the bloodline. You must understand what goes on. You have to know the records of that family, of what happens to the men of that house and the women of that house before you say I do, and before you get yourself involved. Because you are not just marrying that man and that woman, you are also going to deal with the background and the rules there and the technicality and the legalities and the covenants and the decrees in that bloodline. You must know it so you can counter them before you say I do. Put your hands together and give God. Go to Ezra 4:15. Ezra 4:15.
But a search may be made in the book of the records of your fathers.
What?
A search.
What?
A search.
Investigation. Tell somebody, investigate. Don't just see a man because he looks good, he smells good, he says the right thing, he's very sensitive, and he told you the other day, that girl, from the first day I saw you, I can't eat anymore. I've lost my appetite. All I have to do is to think about you and I'm satisfied. I see food and I don't feel anything. I've lost my appetite to eat. You satisfy me. Just the thought of you does something to me. I can't even sleep. I'm suffering from insomnia. No sleeping pills is working. I only sleep when I think of you. Then deep sleeps come upon me. And you're falling for it. Investigate. Don't just fall for his words. And don't fall for her beauty. For the Bible says beauty is vain and charm is deceitful, but a woman of character shall be praised. Today, women are working on themselves on the outside and doing nothing about the inside. The inside is character. The inside is the right kind of attitude. And men are doing the same thing. Good haircut, but bad character. Good haircut, smells good, nice perfume, but have no temperance, are not gentle, are not kind, selfish, greedy. Bishop,
and you will find in the book of the records.
You will find, if you search, that there is an information in the books of the record. Listen, there are records about families. There are records about bloodline. If you check the records of my father's background and bloodline and that of my mother, there are records there. There are records about the men of my family and the women of my family. There are records, but you have to know them to counter them. You cannot be ignorant, because the enemy will use that ignorance against you. We must do due diligence about the house you are entering to. Don't just get up and say, I'm in love. What kind of love? Investigate. Check the background. Find out what happens and how the men of that family treat women and how the men and the women treat men. It's important.